keep asking me, and I keep asking me, why am I going on this dark retreat? What's my goal? What are my intentions? What do I want to gain from going into the dark? And there's so many reasons why I want to do this. I don't know if it's my higher self or, God, or I don't know who is the force, this greater force that is pushing me to do this. But all I can say is that I feel called to do this. And I've never really felt called to do anything before. Really, truly being called, like there's a force behind me that's pushing me to do this. And it's kind of nice because I can kind of take my hands off the wheel and for once, and just know that I'm being led by some force that has my back. And when you're able to take your hand off the wheel, you just have faith and you just trust. And that's just such a beautiful thing to really live that and experience that. So, if I didn't get anything else out of this, just to be able to experience that, really, really, really cool. So I've already learned so much from this dark retreat, and I haven't even gone in. I don't go in for another less than 2 months, a little less than 2 months. I have Thanksgiving, I have Christmas with my kids, and then I go. So, but, I want to not be bound by the walls of the room that I'm in. And first of all, I just want to say that what I'm doing is I'm going into a dark retreat at the Hermitage in Guatemala. They only have 2 rooms there that are for dark retreat. One of them is a stone room underground that you have to, in order to get there to the room, you have to go into this underground tunnel to enter the room. And the other one is like an adobe room. It's a little bit newer, also underground. I think there's like a tree above it. I'll be at Lake Atitlan in Guatemala. And so that's what I'm doing. Complete deprivation of light for 40 days and 40 nights. Actually, it's a little over 40 days. It's like 41 days in total. Because you enter the dark at 5 p.m. the day before, and then you leave the day after at 5 in the morning. So 7 plus 5, 13, a little over, so like 40 and a half days, I guess you could say. Anywho, complete deprivation of light, sound, maybe. It's underground. I'm not going to have a lot of sound. And essentially, once the light is completely gone, and after about 4 days, something like that, a little before 4 days, your pineal gland kicks on and is fully activated, and you basically, everything that you see is not the three-dimensional world that we live in. It's all created from the pineal gland, so your third eye. You're seeing with your third eye, and it's in real time. So like you could be laying on the beach with the sun and you're in a stone room. So it's not that I won't be seeing light. I'll be seeing a lot of light. Most of the light will be coming from within my body. The different colors of your chakras will turn on and will be so bright it'll be difficult to even fall asleep at night because there's like bright lights shining right in your eyes. That's gonna be weird. I really like my sleep. I like it to, it's gonna be a challenge for me. But yeah, so I don't want to be confounded to the walls of my room. I see this as like a challenge, like, okay, yeah, put me in a room and keep me there for so long. Well, I'll be keeping myself there for so long that, yeah, I'm probably going to get bored or whatever, and I'll want to like fly around and stuff. So there's many ways of like traveling. There's like astral projecting, remote viewing, out of body. I mean, even lucid dreaming, you're not even like really there. You're in this ethereal space that you've created with your mind and you're somewhere else. So, yeah, I don't plan on being in the cave the entire time. I'm going to hopefully be flying around Guatemala. And we'll be able to, see things that are going on, around the retreat house, around the lake, whatever, that I can, once I get out, I can confirm that it actually did happen. So, I'm going to ask my higher self, my being, to, have fun and play with it and test myself. Did you really get out of the cave? Let's see. So I want to explore my own talents, and so not only do I want to practice my own gifts, I want to, like, I can't write a book about these things unless I do them myself, and how can I inspire somebody else to self-seek and step into the dark and escape the reality that we live in pretty much from the time that we're born. We're never on our own, ever, not for a day. You cannot go outside for a day. You still hear animals, birds flying, people talking outside your house, mailman comes, whatever. Like, you're constantly still being bombarded with a cell phone. Cell phone towers, the EMF, like, it's just constant bombardment of, energies that are swirling around your body. It's just like a lot. So, for me to step away for 40 days and completely self-isolate and get away from all that, man, I did 4.5 days already once because I really needed this to just be on my own and really go deep in meditation. I've never felt that free in my whole life. I just immediately started like dancing and just never felt that connected to myself, to my soul, ever in my life. It's really liberating. It's like, it's so just, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, it's just something that everybody should really experience while you're here living on this earth, this planet Earth. And I mean, I want to get to know who I am. Who am I really? What are we doing here? What is this all about? What is the best thing that I could do for service to others? Like, how could I be the best version of myself? Well, how do I even know how I can be the best use for, anybody if I don't even really know who I am? I mean, we think we know who we are, and, gone on so many meditation retreats, week-long meditation retreats, and they're absolutely fucking incredible. But you're surrounded by a ton of people, or yeah, maybe you're doing a Vipassana and you're not talking. And yeah, so once you slow down the outside world, then you can actually hear the inside you that's talking. How else can you hear the whisper with inside if you're just being bombarded with just so much? And like, obviously the state that we're living in right now is just unprecedented. Honestly, it's just so beautiful in so many ways. I was talking to people on the plane today that are sitting next to me, talking about how bad it is, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, at the same time, I've never felt more connected to people in my community that I ever have in my entire life. We've got, you know, meetings and group chats and board meetings, not board meetings, but school board meetings constantly, like rallies at the Capitol, rallies at these schools. Like, I mean, people are waking up all over the planet right now and coming together, being unified, having a unified front for the first time in their lives. You had nothing else to fight for, really. I've never had to fight for my freedom. We've never had to experience anything like this before. And what a gift it is, because it really makes you wake up and care about your community, care about children in your community, care about the elderly in your community, just care about the police officers in your community, the firemen. Like, man, my heart has never been so full and just so open, and feel so connected to these people. Like, I've got their back. And so yeah, what an incredible time to be living on this planet right now. We are truly blessed. What a privilege. And that's a quote from Law of One. Ra says in Law of One that it's a privilege to be living during this time right now. The transition between the third and fourth density. And it really is, man. Yeah, there's so much energy, positive, negative, you know, fear-based, like outpouring of love. Like, you get all the full spectrum of everything right now, and it's a beautiful thing. So what better time to be going into the dark than during all the chaos that's going on out here? Organized chaos. It's the perfect time to be going into the dark. Okay, so yeah, I don't want to be confined to the walls of my room, and I won't be. I'll be practicing, you know, astral projection, remote viewing, out of body, blah, blah, blah. So there's that. Then what else? There have been beings that have made contact with me, spiritual beings. You can call them whatever you would like. Angels, spirits, extra-dimensional beings, interdimensional beings, whatever it is, or my guides, my higher self. You know, I've been contacted by beings that really, really want to communicate, need my help. And now I'm setting this time aside so that I can actually be of service to them, connect with them, reconnect with them, and others that I haven't met, at least not that I know of. So then there's that. And I want to be, and I want to set an example. I want to be the example. I want to teach my children, my girls, 15-year-old. Well, she'll be turning 16, you know, a month after I get out of the dark. So almost a 16-year-old and a 9-year-old. And, you know, they chose me as their parent, their mother. They knew what they were getting themselves into. I want to inspire them to step into the dark, or step into their fears, live out their fears. Like, I want them to know that they are completely limitless, and that it's okay to follow the less beaten path, the road less traveled. You know, it's okay to be weird and you know, have a relationship with God and talk to spirits or whatever. And I want to be the example to them that says, look, you can do whatever you want in life. It's all there for you. I felt called, like, gosh, how could I get to like Tibet and just meditate for, you know, months and months, maybe years? I can't do that. I'm a parent. Like, I have a duty and a responsibility to be their parent. I made that decision to be their parent. So how can I be the best parent that I possibly can be? Keeping my kids' minds and hearts open to, you know, I mean, when you're born so open and free. You're not born in original sin. It's like, ugh. You're born as innocent and beautiful, and then you live and you learn this and you learn that, and you take on these paradigms and patterns and the matrix that we live in, and it gets harder and harder and harder to figure out who you are. So, you know, you're adding on layer after layer after layer after layer, and at some point, you know, the goal is to get back to source. Then start stripping layer after layer after layer and get back to that source. Well, my kids, they don't have very many layers because they're kids. So if I can keep them as open as possible now, before they live, you know, dozens of years and then have you know, dozens of years to unravel, I want to get them young. Keep them as open as possible. Love them as much and as fearlessly as I can. And, you know, I've already noticed my teenager, she's like savoring me a little bit more and a little bit more. And her ears are a little bit more open. She's like hearing me a little bit more. And, you know, for the first time in I don't even know how many years, she slept in my bed. That was like, okay, she never would have slept in my bed had I not, you know, been going on this dark retreat. And she's savoring her time with me. Time is precious. It's a precious commodity. And she's already getting it. She's already understanding it. I want to savor these moments with my mom. So me going into the dark is already having an impact on my kids in ways that I didn't even really anticipate fully. And the thing is like, I'm not leaving her to go do something for myself. I'm doing this for her. This is the biggest sacrifice that I've ever made for myself, for my family, for like, I guess you could say humanity. It's a massive sacrifice. I mean, who in their right mind would want to go into complete blackness for 40 straight days? Who wants to shower in the pitch black dark? Who wants to go to the bathroom in the pitch black dark? Like, feel around for the toilet, you know? I mean, not me. I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't. I'll learn how to make it fun and exciting, and some days it's not going to be so fun and exciting. That's the process of what I'm doing. It's like part of the sacrifice, part of the love that I am giving to myself and my kids and my family and my friends, and then hopefully beyond that. So doing this for my kids, my beautiful kids. And so like I said, I'm being called to do this by some greater force, and I'm just following their lead and trying to trust. And people are saying to me, well, you're either going to come out crazy or enlightened. It's like, yeah, yep. I wouldn't be pushed and led to do something that ultimately is going to make me lose my mind. So I know that's not going to happen. And, even if I get out of this just time, just to myself, that's great. If I get quote unquote enlightenment out of this, to each their own. That is, everyone has their own definition of what enlightenment means. So I just hope to connect to source, to all that is, and go deep, 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 deep within the labyrinth of my mind, and deep, deep, deep within my heart and soul. And we all deserve that time, the dedication, the fearlessness to step into the unknown. And I feel very privileged to be able to have this time to do that, to explore, and all on my own. So I don't have a guru there. Not in a cave with other monks. Like, I'm just doing this all on my own, and I'll figure it out. And that's the beauty of it, is I don't know what to expect. All I can expect is the unexpected. So I am expecting the unexpected, stepping into the unknown, and I think that I will be rewarded, and my children will be rewarded. And if I can step into this space, and then somewhere down the line, they want to be able to do that, I've already created the path for them. All they have to do is walk into my steps that I've already created for them. So I feel like as parents, that's really what it's all about, is, you wait here. I'm going to go make sure up ahead that everything's safe and okay for you. And then I'll come back for you, and then it'll be okay. So I'm creating this space for them to step into when I'm no longer here. I want to teach them that they can be fearless in their exploration of their own consciousness. If I can do it, they can do it. So I'm leading by example. What's really important to you? Is it the house that you live in, the wealth that you have, the job that you have, the friends that you have? Like, what's really, really important? And I think nothing really matters at the end of the day if you don't know who you are. And it's not even just about knowing who you are. It's about loving who you are. But you can't love yourself until you really have explored who you are. And yeah, there's so many ways of exploring who you are. And that the majority of that is through the three-dimensional realm, which is interacting with other people. You interact with other people on a day-to-day basis, And you learn a little bit more about yourself. Oh, I reacted this way. I did this. I said that. I did that. It's like, oh, okay. That's kind of who I am. That's who I'm becoming. So, but there's a whole other side of you that doesn't really get a lot of attention because we have phones now that take up a lot of our time and energy, and we are kind of abandoning ourselves in some regard. Not abandoning, but like, ignoring like our soul on some level. And there's so many senses that we have, like you have sight and sound and taste and touch, and there's so many other senses that we have that we don't have the time of day to explore unless we go on a retreat or something like that, which costs a lot of money, or you can read a lot of books and do this, but then you still have to get up and go to work or go to the grocery store, make dinner, help your kids with homework, get them into the bath, like take them to their friend's house, take them to soccer practice, volleyball practice. It's just like go, 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 go. So, anyways, I get that it's a privilege that I'm able to do this, but I don't think anybody's jealous of me. Nobody wants to do this. In fact, a lot of people think I'm crazy. But to me, it's just something that I'm being called to do. So I am being led, and I'm following like a sheep and his shepherd, trusting. And you can't really find the light that you are until you step into the dark. So, and there's so many analogies to that. You don't know who you are until you come across a challenging time in your life, and you get into a car accident, or you get, diagnosed with cancer, or you fall off your bike, or, whatever. Like there's so many numerous ways where we get tested, and it's during those dark times where you start to get a taste of who you are. Those are opportunities that we are given to really expand our consciousness, wake up a little bit. And if we don't take the bait, we don't wake up, we're going to get another dose of what some would call something negative, something bad, and these bad things that happen to us are really such a blessing and something that we should be really grateful for. And if you don't get it, if you don't get that, you still got a lot of work to do. Granted, when you're in the throes of it, sometimes it puts you on your knees and you pray to God, and sometimes you just fight. It's just a tap on the shoulder. It's like, hey, there's more to life than this. Do you really want this life? Because it can be taken away in a heartbeat. How badly do you want to live? Are you going to take it for granted? Are you going to take this beautiful thing called life for granted? And we're only here for a very short period of time. We either get it right or we don't. And we fall on the daily. We fall on a daily basis. So yeah, it's always an opportunity to grow. And I'm gonna have some challenging times in there. This is not gonna be easy. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna freak the fuck out. See a lot of shit that is gonna scare the shit out of me. But that's the point. That's the point of all of it, is to be tested, to be completely terrified of something and get through it. And then I know a little bit more about myself. I have a little bit more faith in who I am. I can trust myself. I know my limits. I know, you don't really ever know what your limits are until you push. So, man, am I pushing myself. Going to Guatemala, going underground for 40 days. Yeah, so, I mean, a lot of people are afraid of the dark. I used to be. So, I used to be afraid of meditating, even though I would still meditate every day. I was terrified of the things that I was seeing. But I got through that, and then I learned so much more about myself in the process. I learned that, yeah, there's spirits that are going to be coming up to you. And if you are one of those people that sees and hears and interacts with other entities, beings, yeah, meditating can be a freaky thing. I know a lot of friends that they're like, oh, no. I had to stop meditating because I saw so many spirits that it just was overwhelming and too much for me. And my other girlfriend, she's terrified to meditate because she already sees spirits. She's like, whoa. I don't want to like invite that even more. I'm already seeing that stuff. Well, yeah, it's step into the unknown. Face your fears. There's a reason you're seeing beings. There's a reason you're seeing spirits or angels. Let's figure out what that is. There's a reason for it. That's a gift that you were given. And it could just be a wasted gift. But if you don't want it, fine. We all have free will. We can choose what we want to choose. But I was terrified of meditating. I would cry and pray, please, leave me alone. Go away. Okay, fine. I'll give them love every time I see a spirit. I love you. Well, they kept coming back. Then I started saying, get the F away. Go. You're scaring me. Please, go. Like, I command you to leave. No, they stayed. Kept coming for that energy. Whether you're giving positive energy, love, or negative energy, like get the F away, you're still giving off energy. That vital energy that is yours. It's your energy. And that's why they're coming. It's just getting energy. So I became neutral. I realized, I get it. Now I remain neutral. And I know you're there, I see you, but I'm going to look through you and I'm going to remain steadfast in my practice. And I'm not going to let you distract me from this peace that I have. So completely disappeared. It took 2 months for me to get through that period of every single day just being bombarded. And I didn't have anybody at that time to like actually talk to about what do I do? I had to do that on my own. I didn't know anybody that even saw anything in meditation at the time. So yeah, there's some things you just have to like fearlessly do on your own and trust that eventually you'll get there. But I wasn't going to give up. I wasn't going to stop meditating. I love meditating. It's changed my life. It's the one space, the one time where I can completely be fully immersed in God's presence and God's love, where I'm not distracted by the outside world or phone ringing or this or that. I go into my closet and I meditate where there's no light. And I just immediately, the first thing that I say once I go into my meditation is, hello, beautiful, because I'm just so blown away by, these beautiful images that I'm seeing. It's just like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Like, never felt more in love with life than, and more filled with God's love than silencing the outside world and stepping into the unknown. Become nobody. Be nobody. That's my license plate. It says be nobody. Once you drop the uniform that we wear, this body, not that it's a bad thing. You have to love the temple, love the vessel. But once you let go of it all and the paradigm and the matrix that we live in, when you let it all go, you just are one with God. And that is a beautiful thing. Now, what I haven't really fully learned how to live that, take that state that I'm in and spread it out to the rest of my life when I'm, in traffic or running late to pick up somebody from the airport, let's say, and I'm just like racing. How to remain in that state where you're, just still in that like overwhelming amount of gratitude and love. And you get caught up in the three-dimensional world that we live in. It's like you step outside and just like distractions everywhere. So there's so many opportunities to be distracted. But meditation changed my life. And I'm forever grateful for my mom for getting me the Joe Dispenza online workshops as a Christmas gift. Changed my life. Started on January 1st, the year that she gave it to me, which was, gave it to me in 2018 for December, but I started January 2019. So 19, 20, 21. I'm coming up on 3 years of meditating. And it's changed my life. So hope this is a long video, but anyways, thanks for watching if anybody watched this. And just love my kids so much. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.